Hey guys, I went shopping today. I wanted to do another coloring book, children's coloring book. There's just something so fun about taking something cute and innocent and turning it evil. None of that princess stuff this time around though. I got sick of staring at their faces. And like I said, it was just really hard coming up with what to do with them last time. So instead I picked up an LOL doll coloring book and a Minnie Mouse coloring book. Much better. Plus the kitty looked like Sniffledorf, so I felt it was meant to be. Boop. How could I say no to either of these? This one conveniently comes with stickers. And the other one comes with tattoos, which I'll be adding to my collection. ADCArtAttack has done quite a few coloring book videos, so I was inspired by his series. All the LOL doll pages pretty much looked the same. Most of them had an adult baby doll and a baby doll. The creativity was through the roof. They were adorned with some interesting writing. Teacher's pet is apparently this one's name, and she says, straight A's for Eva, straight A's forever. Glitter Queen and her lil sis glitterally can't get enough of the sparkly stuff.
Wait a minute.
Sparkle is life? What is this?
Sparkle Squad?
Now they've gone too far. I may have to return this book. The paper in these coloring books is really thin, not ideal for Posca pens, and I'm not much of a colored pencil kind of guy, so I'll be transferring these images onto wood. I cut down this thick stump of wood exactly for this occasion, but before that I need to print out a copy of the image. I could have used my printer scanner to scan in this image, but that's a lot of work, so instead I downloaded a free scanning app on my phone and just snapped a pic. For whatever reason, the app takes away some of the detail on the page and makes the images extra creepy. Which is fine for our purposes since I'll be altering the page to fit my evil aesthetic anyway. Time to bring back that big stump of wood. I layered on some Mod Podge and then stuck on the paper onto there. I could have waited for it all to dry, but I don't have that kind of patience or time, so I just used a hairdryer to speed up the process. And then I scrubbed it all off with a damp towel. Makes kind of a mess. Helps to have a magic flying vacuum, which wasn't around this time, so I'll have to do things the old-fashioned way. Here's the thing, my printer had broken down and I did get a new one since my last coloring book video. I just bought the cheapest printer I could find.
That doesn't sound good.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that the ink isn't showing up as well as last time. It could just be that I didn't let it dry long enough. It actually works better like this for me since I don't just like to color on the page. I like to build on top of the existing image and alter it a bit. I just feel like it's a little more fun and interesting to watch that way. Like I said, all the LOL doll pages kinda look the same, to be honest. I chose this one because the LOL doll looks like she's wearing a tutu skirt and the baby is just making a funny face. I started off by sketching out some alterations I wanted to make to the page, just to act as a guide for when I start coloring. It's very light, so you may not be able to tell what it's supposed to be yet, but it'll make more sense once I start painting. I plan on turning this LOL doll into the Tutu Witch, kinda like I've done before, but this time in drawing form. The Tutu Witch is the fairy godmother of the dark side. You might remember that to summon her you have to fart 3 times while spinning around in a circle. For those of you wondering, she's not picky about the type of fart. She is picky about her tutu. She likes it to be purple and extra fluffy. She didn't forget to put on her fake wart this time. She never forgets to put on her wig, but sometimes she forgets her wart. Just kinda depends on the weather. Though her wig does always look like it's fallen off. I was just trying something new in that video when I first made her. I thought I could glue a hairpiece to her head. I could not. But yeah, I think it fits her vibe. The LOL doll on the coloring book page was wearing like a sash across her top. I could have gotten rid of it, but I wanted to keep as much of the original image as possible, so I decided to leave it in. I did get rid of the fishnet stockings though. They were cool and all, but the tutu witch prefers her striped leggings instead. She's kinda set in her ways, too old to change things up now. Today she's off duty, so we're just gonna take a little peek into an average day in the life of the tutu witch. And apparently she loves to cook. You can tell because she's got a ladle in one hand. It's kind of like one of those meal prep vlogs, except it's just a still image. She's got some green goo dripping down from the ladle. Just by looking at her, you'd think she's cooking up something delicious. Yum. Today she's decided to cook up a baby.
Get in the pot, sweetie.
That's why it's in a cauldron. I really liked the way the baby's face looked, so I just kept it the same with that creepy wink she's got going on. She's being cooked alive, but she looks like she's enjoying it. Such a trooper. If you're new here and you prefer not being cooked alive, you should consider selling your soul to me by subscribing to my channel and ringing that bell thing so you don't lose me on the internet. I post new videos
every Friday.
Personally, I think the updo is a little fancy for a baby. Babies don't usually have that much hair, but I wanted to keep that LOL doll look, so I guess it's staying against my better judgment. The cauldron's coming up to a nice boil, being kept warm and toasty by the fire I lit. Tutu Witch likes her food a little on the crispy side. She's just a little scared of it being left undercooked, so instead she just burns it. I decided to go with a darker orange for the background. When I originally sculpted the Tutu Witch, I made her for a Halloween episode, and I just kinda loved her personality, so she's just been around all year. The orange background gave me Halloween vibes, and I felt it was fitting for her. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to write on her sash. I eventually ended up writing Top Chef, an homage to her love for cooking. She didn't win the sash. It's a DIY kind of thing. Alright, next book. This one's a classic. Mostly just Minnie Mouse doing a bunch of stuff. Minnie Mouse chasing a gorilla. Minnie Mouse strangling baby Bugs Bunny. Minnie Mouse flying a kite with herself? Wait, who the heck is Millie and Melody? Anyways, it's all cute, very Disney-ish, a little too innocent, so of course I'm going to make it
evil.
I only had the energy to chop down one of these stumps, so I'm just gonna flip it to the other side and use the back. It's one of those reversible things. The backside has a knot in the wood. Hopefully I can just cover that up with paint. We'll see. I did the same process of transferring the image onto the wood and then scrubbing it off. My girlfriend not existing has kinda become a running joke on the channel, and that's what I always thought it was, a joke. I actually think it's pretty funny, but apparently some of you guys really think she doesn't exist, which is kinda even funnier. My girlfriend doesn't want to be on camera, which I understand. Not everybody wants to be on camera, but yeah, she was here to help me clean up the mess with this one. As you see, both of my hands are in frame again, and the vacuum is magically moving on its own. Someone hypothesized that it must be my mom, which I assure you it's not. But that's hilarious. I picked out this image of Minnie Mouse peacefully planting posies in her garden. I saw this and immediately imagined her burying a dead body, so that's what I'll be painting. Once again, I'm just sketching out the alterations I want to make to the page. I made Minnie look a bit disheveled. She's not been her usual self lately. She hasn't had the time to brush her fur. Grooming's kinda gone out the window. It's nice to see that she's still rocking her white gloves though. I kept her outfit pretty much the same. I wanted you to still be able to tell it's her, but I did make her clothes look a bit torn and ripped. She's been in the garden a little longer than usual today. The original coloring book page was adorned with a bunch of flowers and flower pots. It was too sparkle buttish, so I just covered all that up with some dirt. Just bury all that. I wanted Minnie to look like she's gone a little nuts. She's still smiling, but I think we can all tell she's falling apart. She happens to be burying a green zombie baby. I think it could be like what happened to the LOL doll baby after the Tutu Witch was done with her. This is all that's left of her updo. Minnie Mouse was nice enough to step in and offer to bury the dead body. The baby's kinda creeping out of her grave.
Help me.
But of course Minnie's not gonna let that happen. There's plenty more dirt where that came from. I wanted this to be sort of a night scene. You don't normally bury bodies midday. Minnie's too smart for that. Any seasoned body barrier has that figured out. So I painted the sky purple and added a little moon in the back. A nice evening to
Hide a corpse.
The Posca does look a little bit streaky in some spots. I tried to layer it up as best as I could. The wood just kinda makes it look like that. It's fine though. Add some personality to it. I call this piece An Evening in Minnie's Posy Garden. Wow.
I wanted to earn your love and respect, so here's your chance to click on the top right or bottom left to avoid the same fate the cinnamon swirl baby suffered.